Hey y'all, it's your girl, CashApp. I am back with another video. What? You know, it's crazy. It's been quite a while since I've created pre-recorded content for y'all. I have been quite comfortable in streaming land. It's a great experience. It's an energy exchange and I appreciate it. But really, I'm like, I gotta chill out. Like, I can't just be doing lives forever now. Like, balance, right? I'm always talking about balance. So I was like, let me just do this video. It's been on my mind since forever. Y'all see the title. Everyone is clear on what we're here to talk about today, yes? Okay. Now, I'm sure most of y'all, if not all of y'all, have heard people refer to the ugly phase in the LOC journey. They describe it as something that is inevitable. You will experience it. They speak in terms of definites, you know? And they describe it as the part where your hair just looks ugly. It's not doing what you want it to do, yada, yada, yada. I don't even want to continue describing the definition. Here's why. Because words mean things, right? Ugly means that you're like unpleasant, unfavorable, kind of like repulsive. Like people are to you. Why are you calling that onto yourself? Just because the word exists doesn't mean that it needs to be a part of your experience. That's up to you. You choose the vocabulary that you resonate with. I can tell just by hearing it that it was someone, this is how it started. Someone was feeling ugly on a particular styling day. They was like, yo, I don't know what the fuck to do with my hair. Clearly they're dealing with starter locks. So your hair is frizzy, it's not cooperative, it's rebellious, which if you're getting locks, you are rebelling on some level against societally accepted concepts of beauty. Hair is also embodying that. It's like when people teach their kids to be like expressive and to think for themselves, but then when their kids express something that they don't like, now it's a problem. It's like, okay, this can be a learning moment. Teach your child in that moment how to express themselves in a respectful way, but don't make them feel like they can't say what it is no more after that's how you taught them to be. If you're getting lax and that is the vibe, you can't control, you can't tame every single aspect of it. That's something that you start to learn in this journey. And it starts from day one. So to decide that the first part, the most vulnerable part of this journey is ugly, you're automatically putting a negative connotation onto yourself, onto your hair. You're accepting a description from society when the whole purpose of this is to go against those descriptions. And that's not to say that you don't feel like you're not your best. And this is where it comes to being intentional with the words that you speak over yourself, because words are spells. That's just what it is. So when you're saying words that carry a certain frequency and you're calling that onto yourself, you start to meet it in the world. Be mindful, be intentional with the words that you use to describe yourself, because you become those things, you accept it. You want to accept ugliness as something for yourself? You don't have to be a dime out here to be confident. Everyone deserves to feel confidence. Everyone deserves to feel self-love and empowerment. It's not about how you present to the world. That's the whole point. It's not about that. It's not about being prim and proper all the time. It's about being bold, being brave, being different, being authentic, being real, being connected to nature, to yourself, knowing who you are outside of this physical vessel, because as you age, you're not gonna look the same, right? So being attached to how you look right now is not productive, and that's how you deal with self-esteem issues. And here's another thing about the ugly phase. Matter of fact, no, we're not even calling it that no more. Just call it something else, whatever adjective is less abrasive. Like, it's uncomfortable, because truly it is. It's uncomfortable to be in a phase where your hair is so different. You may have not even spent time with your natural hair long enough, because there's people out here who are jumping straight from a perm to locks. So they don't even know what their hair does. This isn't a judgment. I'm just stating what it is. And if you don't have the time to sit with your hair, learn it, then when you start this lock journey, which is also unpredictable, you're gonna be feeling all types of ways. You're gonna be like, oh, my hair is not, it's not looking how I thought it would look. Now you're dealing with lock envy because you're looking at other people's journey and you're like, their hair looks nicer than mine, and you're dealing with all these things. And no, this is the part where you shed and release. This is the part where you be honest with yourself and be like, why do I hold these views? Where did that come from? And this is what makes it uncomfortable. This is what makes it a healing journey and evolution. None of that shit is pretty all the time. It's uncomfortable, but it's temporary. That's one thing that I want you to remember, or know if you didn't. It doesn't look like that forever. One day can feel like, it's not doing what I wanted to do. Me today, okay. I've gone 2 months so far, no retwists, for those who don't know, okay? That's a first for me, I've never done that. And so, as you can see, I have mad afro at the root, and then my hair at the ends. I did sponge rollers like 2 weeks ago, so this is what that's about, thank God. You know what I'm saying? Now I can work with it. But I was trying to do different, I was gonna put it in 2 today, child. Oh, I was like, okay, maybe I can do a cute little thing, but it was like too puffy up here, and so the elastic wasn't it just wasn't looking how I envisioned it. So I was like, you know what? F all that. I just do it up in this little bun. Okay? This is the hairstyle today. It's not looking how I wanted it to look initially, but I adapted and adjusted, and here we are. You know? And if I didn't like it like this, I would just get a scarf and tie it around this part. I'll just get a scarf and tie it around the edges, and that'll be that. You know what I mean? That's what ends up happening is your hair is not cooperating. You don't have enough experience with it like this, in this way. You don't know what to do with it. It's brand new. Relatable. That's relatable. Everyone feels that way at some point in time, and it's okay. That's why we have a community, so you can feel connected to other people who have also gone through that phase. We've all felt it. And this is why when it comes to the instant lock thing, I'm not a fan of that, because you are skipping over this. This is the part. The first stage of it is the most uncomfortable part. If you just skip it because you're like, I don't want to have an ugly face, I'm afraid, I don't want to look, I'm too used to looking put together, and so if I'm not put together all the time, I don't feel good about myself. Just the vibration of that alone, even me saying that just now, I felt away. Like, let me take a sip. Let me switch that. Be mindful of how you speak over yourself. I got my incense burning. Like, after this conversation, I'm gonna have to go cleanse my energy of it, just because just what we talking about blows mine. And what do you think? After this alleged ugly phase, after whenever you decide that phase is over, because like, how do you even decide that it's over now? When your hair starts to look nice? That could be tomorrow. Is it now no longer an ugly, like what? But anyways, you think that after you go through that stage, your hair just becomes perfect and then it always cooperates with you after that and it's never unattractive? That's what you think? No, my hair is in the mature phase now, right? It's matured as in it's fully locked, right? And today, I was like, my hair is like doing its own thing right now. Like, it is not trying to conform to what I'm trying to put it in. It's not. And I have enough hair to do something with it, you know? But today it wasn't with it. It wasn't fucking with the vibes. And I was like, you know what? Heard you. I'm not even gonna force it. That's something I've learned. I wasn't always this way. There were times that I would get so frustrated and be like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? Go back to my earlier videos. First of all, look at how janky they were. And just look at my hair. My shit was not this. It was not doing this. It was sticking up. It was matted. The frizz was clearly on there, you know? And you know what I used to do? I used to either throw it in a beanie. I got it like this. Ooh, this looks great on camera. There's some lint balls on it, but I got this in Jamaica. It's a tom, right? That's what we call it. People also call it a beanie, shit like that. That can't fit me no more though. But when it could, I used to just throw my hair in that, and that was the style, you know? Or I would get a scarf and literally wrap it like a turban or whatever. I actually have a video for that. I'll just put that right here. Okay. I used to just wrap my baby locks in a turban scarf and put on some like flashy kind of earrings. I have these earrings that are like the Black Power fist. You know, I just put it on something like that, put on my eyeliner, you know, get cute, make sure my outfit feels nice to me. And I would just be out here like, and that's when people used to mostly call me Empress, Queen. Meanwhile, little do they know, I threw this shit on because I didn't know what to do with my hair today. That was why. But then I had to learn, okay, let me not use these wraps as a crutch. Let me actually figure out my hair now. So then that shift happens. And so I would do little quirky styles. That now you have to be creative. Even Justin Bieber's ass and his little dreads, because that's the only time I'm gonna call it that. Y'all saw that Justin Bieber had his dreads 2 seconds ago, and he had it for like 3 minutes, right? And then he cut it. But for that 3 minutes, child, he was styling them things, okay? Go look at his Instagram. He was styling them things. I couldn't even be mad. I was like, this looks crazy on you because your hair is not meant to do this. But you're working it, though. He was working it. He had his little Bantu knots. I was like, okay, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it becomes. Now you're working with what you have. Your hair isn't cooperating. Okay, so do what it wants to do. It wants to stick up. Okay, what kind of style can I make where I'm working with the sticking up look? It's kind of like, I was even thinking this yesterday for me. My ideal dream house would be built in nature, around the nature. Like, if there's a tree and there's like space there, I would want the house to be built around the tree. And so the tree would be part of my house now. You just work around it. You don't force it. If it's not working, you find another way to get to the desired outcome, which is a style that you feel good with. So if you need to put multiple little scrunchies, treat it like wicks, because people be doing the wicks, right? You can have like different ones all over, gathered in little rubber bands, just sticking however you want. And that was like a funky type of style. It's like a punk. It's like a TLC, you know what I mean? It's like a left eye. Now you doing a little trippy shit with your hair. Now you being expressive, expansive, different. Now you have permission to do that. So embrace that, okay? Nothing about you is ugly. Stop claiming that. You were created from divine energy. Did you forget? You must have forgotten. Remember, you are divinity. You are the cosmos. You are spirit. You are source energy, just temporarily embodied in a vessel for now. So don't be so hard on yourself. Like, don't treat your vessel like shit. Don't talk to yourself like shit. Choose a different voice. And I know for some people, it's because they have deep issues as to why there's these insecurities, which if once you become aware that you have these things and you don't like how it makes you feel, it becomes your responsibility to change that. And if you can't do it by yourself, you can get help for that. Like, I started getting therapy within the first year of my LOC journey, okay? Because you know what was starting to happen? I was in a toxic relationship at the time, wasn't feeling good, right? I locked my hair. And then literally 9 months into my journey, so literally the part where they call it the ugly phase, really the uncomfortable evolution, doing that is like I'm starting to connect to my intuition more. I'm feeling more confident and like brave. And I'm like, yeah, like because people will try to project onto you how they perceive you. I know some people have called it the ugly phase just because someone else calls it that, not because they feel that way. You know what I mean? So sometimes you're dealing with all kinds of energy, and so you decide that you're gonna protect yourself, protect your energy, because it's important to you that you made this choice. So I'm floating in that vibe. And then the end of that relationship, heartbreaking, sucked. It really sucked, especially all the aftermath. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow. Anyways, and I was like, yo, I can't sit with this feeling. Like, I hate this feeling. It's the worst. That's what made me get therapy. I was like, I need someone to help me. Like, I just want to stay in bed and cry all day. I can't do nothing else. So I got a therapist and unpacked a lot of shit, got to the root of what I was feeling insecure about, the root of what was hurting me, the origin of this story, like where all of these, what was mutual, what was the common denominator within me that made me align with this kind of shit. You know what I mean? So I healed, found my strength, and then boop, you unlock another level, and that you unlock something else in yourself. You're here, and your hair is reflecting that, constantly changing. And when I reflect back at different stages, like different lengths of my hair, whatever, I remember what I was going through and how I was thinking at the time. And I'm so different now. It's crazy, and I'm only here with it. So I just imagine when I get down here, child, oh my God, who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? I don't know. I know I'm gonna be dope though. And I want you to know that you will be dope as well, regardless of what your hair is choosing to do in this moment, okay? Bugging today? Okay, it's bugging today. It's tripping today? Cool. It's not cooperating? Fine. What can I do to adapt to this? What do I need to do differently? Clearly, trying to force it into a ponytail ain't gonna work today. It's not. So what can I do? I don't have time to style it? Okay, throw on a head wrap. And see, for me, now that my hair is long, I use a lock sock. Okay, I use my lock sock, right? I just like throw my hair in a bun and then put this over it and boom, that's it. That is all, okay? Or I have a lock tube. Both of these things I got from the beauty supply store, but this one, it had a white person on the cover with dreadlocks, and it was just so, I was like, what the fuck is this? You know? So if you are going to get this, I would highly encourage you to search for a Black owned version. I know You Go Natural is one. You guys, some of y'all put me onto that one. But even if you just peruse through Etsy, you can find Black owned shops on there that are made. I've seen some, I just haven't tried it yet. Just throwing that out there. But yes, I got this little lock tube, and basically, as you see, is like it opens, right? And so people will use it and like have it stay over their whole head. But what I do is I let it, I'm not gonna put it on because I need to get my lint brush and like take all the fur off. Basically just sits loosely around the edge of my hair, and so it looks kind of like a head wrap. Then my hair is at the top doing whatever it's doing. I also, during like the baby lock early phase, when it would be uncomfortable, I used to tie a wrap around the edges and let the hair stick out. That's when I used to really claim the alien Martian kind of thing, because I just felt like mad trippy. Also, I had gotten into acid and shit like that, psychedelics, so I was really like, okay, boom. I think that was something that helped me. Psychedelics help you see the world differently. You know what I mean? So there's that. But yeah, I used to be on my alien shit. So, and it just was so, and like the way I was dressing was different. Like I just started moving different. Because everything you're applying to your hair, you had to apply it in life. So if you're used to doing your hair a certain way, but now you have to adjust and move differently, now that is something you're doing mentally in your mind when you're in a similar situation. Now you're like, okay, usually I try to handle like this, it doesn't really work though, so let me adjust and adapt and find a new way. So yeah, I hope everything that I'm saying is making sense to you, is helping you see things differently. I want it to be a reminder to you that you decide who you are. You don't let other people decide for you. And yes, you have a lot community, and a lot of people are also using these terms to describe themselves. But just because a lot of people are doing something doesn't mean that you need to be doing it too. I feel like our parents tried to teach us that mad long ago. if everyone jumping off the bridge you gonna jump to type of vibes. Like, just because everyone is calling it the ugly phase don't mean you now need to call it that. You can be the one that's like, bruh, ain't nothing about me ugly. Fuck is you talking about? What are you talking about? My hair is not cooperating today. So, we lit regardless. We can find a new way to do this and look differently. Okay? So, that is all for today. Thank you for joining me. Okay? Check out the lives that I've been doing lately, because we get into it there. Okay? I might need to create a membership, because the way that we speak in there, I'm like, I need to give y'all some kind of differentiation from the rest of the group, because y'all be on it, on point in the live chat. Okay, so yeah, that's something I'm thinking about. Maybe I might do it or whatever. I'll keep you posted on that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.